Hello and welcome back. We are going to Baker Street.
Everything is well noted. Watson, bravo. All of these elements will be a great help to us. As for myself, I have already told you everything that I know, and I can tell you nothing more until I receive answers to the messages I've sent with Wiggins. Now I must return to my experiments to test my theory regarding the substance I found at the scene of the murder. Meanwhile, I suggest you look through the books in the bookcase. Information that you find there might prove very useful in resolving this case.
I have to check 3 books on the shelves. Let's see.
3 books. Okay. And now? Okay. And number 3? Was that everything, or do I need more? Hello? I don't know what to do. Trying to check every book. Ah, okay, wait. I have 3 books, right? No? Cigarette butt, cheer, powder. Can I change to Watson? So I can't go anywhere else. And I can't change to Watson, it seems. But how do you check the books then? Sit down, check the books. No? Sometimes this book is like not very accurate or not very telling, because yeah, I don't know what to do now. These are all my evidences that I found. Or do you want me to use some of the items here? I already clicked on 3 books, didn't I? Now please sit. What the hell? Okay. Since we just had our walkthrough open in the last episode, let's see what we are doing now. Baker Street. You'll start as Watson, who needs to do some reading up on tobacco, footprints and ballistics. Turn to the bookcase and click anywhere on the 2nd, 3rd and 4th shelves. Then open your notebook and turn to the documents section. Ah, okay. Documents. Ah, ballistic science. Thus, it is easier to derive information about the author of a revolver shot if we know that they had aimed with great care. The situation is ideal if the shooter was in an enclosed space. Under pressure, a portion of the powder normally adheres to the walls at the level of the shooter's eyes. It is enough to add approximately 15 centimeters to the height of the powder marks to arrive at an approximation of the shooter's stature, accurate to within 1 or 2 centimeters. Okay, so the height was like 1.65 meters, right? So he should be 1.80 meters. Study of tobacco. After authorization, this local herb is mixed with tobacco leaves in the manufacture of cigarettes, primarily by the Shiripaki Company. It is unlikely that this particular blend of tobacco would be found any place other than Brazil or even outside the Amazonian basin, primarily because the calming effect of this tobacco mixture is a significant cause of industrial and agricultural decline decline in the production of this tobacco. It is common to encounter a Brazilian peasant who indifferently watches a bird steal the tobacco seeds that he had just planted in the ground. Invariably, you will also observe a small pile of the flaky ash characteristic of this tobacco near his feet. Okay. Book about footprints. We can deduce the height and mass of any individual through a simple examination of their footprints left upon the ground. This is possible even should their stride be unremarkable. The stride is often shortened when an individual is moving with great caution to avoid detection either prior to or immediately after they having committed a crime. This hypothesis corresponds to almost every case. There are some exceptions. False conclusions are possible when the person who left the footprints comes from a region of the world where the morphology in regards to the feet is unusual. Consider the Chinese tradition imposed upon females born of noble families. They are compelled by such tradition to have their feet bound and squeezed from a tender age till the day of their wedding. Ooh. Okay.
Here is information which could be really helpful in our investigation.
Yes, indeed.
These Chirapaki cigarettes come from Brazil, and they seem to contain narcotic substances. What might they be?
Well,
I need to analyze the evidence found at Sherringford Hall. A piece of white cloth, a small box, various powders, and finally the hair. Let's get to work.
okay, let's
I need
here.
to analyze the evidence found at Sherringford Hall. A piece of white cloth, a small box, various powders, and
the
finally
hair.
the hair.
Okay.
To analyze the nature of these stains, I must first soak the cloth in a solution of soap
Okay.
and water.
So you want soap. Do we have soap here anywhere? Solvent soap. No. Wait, water and soap. And
To analyze the nature of these stains, I
Yeah.
must first soak the cloth in a solution of soap and water.
Thanks, I got it. Okay, so I guess I turn it on.
To analyze now,
Yes.
I shall place this cloth in the solvent.
Okay, so a solvent. Turn it on. Where's my cloth?
Now I shall. The stains are sticky, but not very oily.
Okay. Is that it?
What would be the reaction if I heated this powder?
Let's
Burnt
see.
gunpowder.
Okay, gunpowder.
Let me study this more closely.
So you mean take the magnifying glass, or I should put it under the microscope then, right?
Let me study this more closely. Let's
Okay.
examine it under the a man's hair.
A man's
Let's
hair.
examine a light feminine perfume.
Oh, okay. A perfume, but you're not telling me anything else about the hair?
Let's examine it under the microscope.
Okay, yeah, I did. Or we do need something, right? Spirit, acid.
Let's examine it under the microscope.
Acid, spirit. That's a bad idea, right? Ash? You're not looking at the
Let's
ash?
examine it under the microscope. Let's
Oh.
examine it under the microscope.
Maybe all of them.
Let me study this more closely.
Yeah,
Let
but
me study this more closely.
maybe if you open the small box would be a good idea? I don't know how to do that.
A box containing
okay.
some white. Let's examine. These powders are similar. I can see it from the grains.
Okay, good.
What would be the reaction if I heated this powder? It has no effect.
It has no
Let's
effect.
mix some water with this powder.
Okay.
Let's mix a glue or pasty substance, like starch.
Okay.
Let's examine it. A very fine white cotton.
Hey, we're ready.
It seems to me that we have gathered all of the key elements, Watson. However, before we retire, let's summarize our findings. The questions should be answered yes or no and justified by the evidence or testimony received during the investigation.
Okay, to answer a question, first choose yes or no by clicking on it. Then browse your testimonies, reports and documents on the left page to find the one that contains the justification to the answer. Click your decided answer to select it, then click on the appropriate frame on the quiz page to place your answer. Once you have answered all the questions, close the notebook. You will then be informed of if your replies are correct or if there was a mistake. If the latter occurs, open the notebook again to rectify your answers. Okay, cool. That's cool. Okay. So, how do I go about this now? Yes, I want to do the quiz, please.
We must have made an error, Watson. Let's check our answers.
Yes.
The questions should be answered yes or no
Yeah.
and justified by the evidence or testimony received during the investigation.
I get that. But how do I get to the questions? Ah, wait, no, that's just our notes. Ah, okay. Question 1. Do we have an idea of the weapon used for the crime? Yes. I mean, an idea means we know it was a gun, right? Okay, no. And the weapon? So it could either be a document, it could be a conversation, or it could be evidence that we found, right? Rice powder. Oh, it's rice powder, okay. To conceal the presence of gunpowder. And the powder. Red hair. Traces. Source of the stick. Mixtures would have found in blue tablecloths. To the future great actresses of my encouragement, Veronica Davenport. Guest list, French visit card, Louis-Philippe de la... what? Imperial head waiter and wine waiter. Height of Frankfurters of the centuries-old assembly Poilot. I mean... I don't know what to do here, to be honest. Definitely not that. No. Do we have an idea? Let's say no for the time being. And let's continue. Oh, sorry, I was muted. How long had I been muted? I don't know, but question number 2. I don't know about number 1. I mean, the idea of the weapon, yes, we know it's it's possibly a gun because of gunpowder smell and everything. Maybe I should just go with the gunpowder smell because He said there was a smell. There's the smell of gunpowder. Let's take that. Can I take that? Oh no, can I only take... Oh, I should talk to... see the doctor, right? Bullets. Okay, let's say it's because of the bullets. Yeah. Okay. Question 2. Could the murderer escape through the stairs going to the second floor? I don't know. Possibly, because there was the sticky sauce on the handle, so where else could he have gone? The ashes found in the smoking room are from English cigarettes? No. They are from cigars. Tobacco. Ah, okay, I see the colors. Ah, okay, so... Pluto. Wait, where was it? Cigarette butt with white flaky ashes. Shir. Yeah. Okay, good. That I feel good about that. So that is also a conversation. Could the murderer escape through the stairs going to the second floor? Okay, let's go through our notes again. One of the doors opened. I did see a person hidden from the other's view. A beautiful young lady. Felt somewhat ashamed, but... The Colonel... I can assure you that Bromsby was killed with the right revolver of a small caliber. Oh, that's number 1. Yes. Okay, good. My eyesight. Oh yeah, but he said he has good ears and bad eyes, but then the other said no, actually he has both bad ears and bad eyes, right? So maybe that was wrong. The door is blocked. That gate is the only way in or out of here, Dr. Watson. I've already secured the other door to avoid the noisy reporters. Okay. No, let's say this is the answer, but I want to see the other conversation we had where someone said that the Colonel has bad eyes and bad ears. So, relative shots turned over the house above. Ah, no, somebody was talking about the Colonel. Lamb. So, that gate is the only way in or out. Naja, de la Musardière LP. LP, is that Lupin? But his name was Arsène Lupin. Well. Okay, but who was talking about the Colonel? You weren't. No, it was not in the last conversations. Okay, anyway, let's leave it at that. What was the side door going to kitchen opened after the shot? Yes, right? Because Carl was saying it's it was a little. What you said was the shot. I heard it again right after. Yes. Yes, and that's the conversation about it. Question 5. Did Miss Lambert choose tablecloths and arrange tables? Well, no, that was the Frenchman. But of everything else, Miss Lambert did not even contradict him about the tablecloth and color. Lavinia, was she saying the same thing? Was he talking about it? Or maybe the one outside? Who was there outside talking about guests? Keenly sensitive to that he admitted. Yeah. The dishes, tablecloths, everything. Yes, him. He's definitely our guy. Do we have an idea of the murderer's height? Yes, we do. We do because of the ballistic science and the height. Oh, I need to change my battery. Just a second. And I know there has been... Oh gosh, yeah, now's the thing with getting the battery out, because that's not as easy as it used to be. Because it's a little bit broken now. It's a little bit broken. Just a little bit. Just a little bit broken. Okay, there we should go again. Okay. So we found the marks, powdery residue. Yes, that's it. Okay, then more questions. Among the interrogated people, did any others than Colonel Patterson have bad eyesight? I don't think so. Was there anybody else with bad eyesight? Let's check our documents first. Bad eyesight. Guest list. Oh yeah, there was something on the guest list, right? And there was a note somewhere, or we talked to somebody who said what these notes meant. That was quite in the beginning. wait, there was a passage that said guests somewhere. Guests, 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 guests. You have a list of the guests? Oh, of course, I have a complete guest list for the reception. It is inside, I believe the police... notations, annotations. The purpose was to note particular seating arrangements. Louis Philippe Amir suggested this method here with poor eyesight and hearing. So the first category, so the first is the bad eyesight, was marked with a point, the second with a cross. Okay, with a point. So we have points, definitely. Okay, so yes, we do. Okay, that's it. That's all the questions. I'm really not sure about, do we have an idea for the weapon used for the crime, because this guy has bad hearing. But okay, let's close it.
We must have made an error, Watson. Let's check our answers.
No.
The questions should be answered yes or no and justified by the evidence or testimony received during the investigation.
So I think this one's wrong then. Maybe this?
We must have made
No.
The questions should be answered yes or no and justified by the evidence or testimony received during the investigation.
What did you see? I have a fine ear, but he doesn't. Sleep now. Shot. What shot? Oh, the shot. Well, it was a shot. Where's the Frenchie? Okay, maybe we don't know about the shot. Not from the moment I returned after emptying. I only saw Scott, who was in the ballroom. He half opened the door to tell me the news. Okay, yeah, nobody went to the second floor for sure. It's just been... Sorry. Future of the business, speech, foes, anxiety. Whoever he is, the man who did this is either a perfect shot or extremely lucky. What if I say no?
We must have made an error. The questions should be answered yes or no and justified by the evidence or testimony received during the investigation.
I think the others should be right, but I could be wrong as well, right? This one could also be the other question. An idea for the weapon for the crime, used for the crime. No. We can also say no because of the colonel.
We must have made an error. The question should be answered yes or no and justified by the evidence or testimony received during the investigation.
We could also say here that Mary hasn't seen anybody.
We must have made an error.
No.
The question should be answered yes or no and justified by the evidence or testimony received during the investigation.
Lamb said that, right? That gate is the only way in or out of here. I've already secured the other door to avoid them nosy reporters. But okay, but then, yeah, I think this is the better answer here with Mary, because for the stairs, it's not about the outside. Do we have an idea of the weapon? We have an idea, but he has bad hearing, so it could be wrong. The ashes. Definitely no. Was the side door going to kitchen open after the shot? Yes. No, I'm pretty sure about those. Do we have an idea of the murderer's height? Yes. Among the did any others than Colonel Patterson have bad eyesight? Yes. Okay, I think the only thing is the first one that I'm not getting right. Did you see? Right, revolver of a small caliber. But that's the most we know from somebody to tell us about that weapon. I heard the shot, yes. Shots. Okay, I really can't see more about that in the conversations. I swear I did not kill my father, no. I mean, we can also try this, but...
We must have made an error.
No.
The question should be answered yes or no and justified by the evidence or testimony received during the investigation. We must have made the question should be answered yes or no and justified by the evidence or testimony received during the investigation.
I'm very sure about the other things. Either a perfect shot or extremely lucky. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna look it up. Quiz. Answer yes. Okay, so it is actually yes, and Colonel Patterson. Then the next one, no, because of Mary. No, because this one, yes. Study of tobacco, this should be right. Was the site open after the shot? No. Your conversation with Seth, though. Oh, okay. With who? With him. Because he said... I was trying to open the door, the crowd dragged me away. I then fell to the floor. I ran for the door, but despite all my efforts, it was blocked. Okay. So.
It is simplicity itself,
Yay!
Watson. We have answered all the questions.
Cool.
My dear Lestrade, I congratulate you on the precise quality of your notes. It is true that you have missed everything of importance, but you have spared me the trouble of eliminating the trifles and pointed me in the right direction. I hear familiar steps on the stairs. Please be seated, Watson. You must be famished. Lestrade was kind enough to bring a copy of his notes, hoping it would be of assistance in this affair.
Indeed.
You can study them now and enjoy your meal. Please take your time, Watson, because bad digestion weakens our ability to reason.
Holmes, you will get no argument from me, as this dish is delicious.
We will go to Sherringford Hall with Lestrade when you are finished with your meal.
I must read the documents Holmes gave me.
Okay, but we will do that in the next episode.